to the shoulder pad, where everything is football and it is always game time. I'm your host, Byron Franklin, and I'm so excited and happy that you're here. And one of the things that we desire to do is to help you by talking about life and some of life's greatest challenges. And one of those challenges is change. You know, I created this podcast so that it could help others with what me and others like me have struggled with in many ways. And that place is moving forward. So we're really excited about this opportunity, and we know it's going to be a blessing because you're going to hear some great conversations that will inspire and motivate you and prepare you for some decisions that you might have to make as well. So remember to always follow us on all social media platforms and listen anywhere that podcasts can be found. So if you're ready, let's get over into the shoulder pad because it is game time. Well, I'm here with a very dear friend of mine, a colleague, I guess you could say, an Auburn man. That's the greatest thing I can say about him. The second greatest thing, the greatest thing I can say is a man of God, a pastor. I mean, he's out there. You know, we started out walking with the rock. Now we flying with the rock. we running with the rock. We flying with the rock. We doing it all with the rock. Now we praying with the rock. We confessing with the rock. We doing it all.
There you go. I love it.
I want to introduce you, man, David Rocker, a native of Atlanta, Georgia, All-American, two-time All-SEC, Defensive Player of the Year, Kodak All-American, Most Valuable Player. You name it, Lombardi as a candidate, and all this, that, and a bag of chips. Played how many years you played in the NFL?
4 years. 4 years.
4 years. I think you started with the Rams.
Yeah, that's it. Played 4 years with the Rams until the knee said, "That's enough. We got to take it to the house."
Body said, "That's it." So you know what, man? So many people look up to you. So many people admire you, and I think we got together. Were you over there in Atlanta for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, man. We were singing, baby. We sung in the choir, baby. We sung in the choir.
I had a ball, man. We sang with the NFL choir for the Super Bowl. Gospel Super Bowl.
Yes, right.
And you and myself and I'm trying to
William Andrews. Yeah,
all of them. That was a great opportunity to kind of get around in that.
Absolutely.
And out, man. And so just can't tell you how honored I am for you to come on the show, man, and to kind of drop some words on us, man.
Man, I'm excited to be on the show. Let me say that, okay? I mean, hey, you ran through all my accolades, but brother, everybody knows that Byron Franklin is a living legend, man, on just what you've done in a sense of, and I understand how I'm saying this. It's just an accomplishment. I'm by no means meaning this in any other way than how I'm saying it. But to be a man of color and to see how you have trailblazed the way with so many of us being able to go to Auburn. I can remember just being there and knowing that you were in the league before me. But, man, that was an inspiration. Like, this brother came through here and he's in the league. Man, I'm looking forward to that. And then, of course, what blew me away was forget about all the football stuff. When you brought those wings to Auburn.
Most people know me.
Listen, I don't know if people know how good this man right here can cook up some buffalo wings. The best wings I've ever had. To be honest, I think I'm still in search of right now. I'm still visiting places trying to find some wings that come close.
It's like that drug. You first fantastic,
and you hooked.
That first one from that point on.
I love it, man. I love it.
It was really, man. It was amazing how that even happened. I went to Buffalo, and at the time that I went to Buffalo, New York, there were no buffalo wing places in Alabama.
Wow. Okay. Yep, I can believe that.
Talking early 80s, we're talking 1981. And so at that time, buffalo wings had not become a national phenomenon. It was just regional to Buffalo.
Wow.
And my first 2 years in Buffalo, man, we would leave practice. And there was a little place right next to the stadium called the Big Tree Inn. And all the players would leave practice and right after practice, go to the Big Tree Inn, man, and go hang out and drink beer and eat wings and stuff like that. And they would always invite me, come on, Byron, let's go eat some wings. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm a leg man. I like leg. Ain't enough meat on wings.
Right.
Don't eat no wings, man. I don't even know anything about that. So I just kept one of it off and going home and stuff. And so finally, I think it may have been 2 years later. They asked me to go hang out. I said, okay, I'll go. And so I went to this Big Tree Inn, man, and they brought that platter of wings out there. And I said, man, they don't know anything about this in Alabama. I can take this.
No, man. Yes, man.
So,
What a beautiful thing it was.
long story
Beautiful
short,
thing.
I started in my house. I transitioned to the Oriole Supper Club, and they gave me an opportunity to go back there to the back and make wings back there. And so that's how the whole thing started, man. And
Wow.
it just blew up from there. And
Yeah.
really turned out to be a really
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I love it. I love it. I love
Look,
it.
I don't want to. I got to squeeze the time in.
Okay. Yeah.
I talk about some things that I'm really wanting to hear from you, and I think the major thing that I really wanted to talk about is the transition from going from the NFL player, playing all your life, pretty much probably, and then making that transition to life, and how that transition went for you, and what were some of the challenges. So I'm going to ask you a question. What was the moment? What was the moment? I got a moment when I realized, man, this thing, it's over. What was the moment for you that hit you?
The moment for me was when I went to the Houston Clinic in Birmingham. I had already been through 3 knee surgeries, and the doctor came in the room, and they're going through this thing because I'm looking to see what's going on with my knee, and I'm thinking, hey, we're going to get it fixed and keep it moving. And when the doctor says these words, what else are you doing other than football? That's when it's kind of, I mean, what are you saying? And you know what he's saying, but it's that thing of really embracing that. And so he went on to have the conversation in the sense of saying, listen, you can go ahead and pursue playing, or you have to make the choice now on, do you want to be able to run around in the backyard with your grandkids? It's totally your choice. And that was one of those things when you realize, over the long haul, I already felt the toll that football was taking on my body anyway. So just one of those things when I realized it was probably time for me to go ahead and, as they say, take it to the house and retire. So, and when you talk about that transition, Byron, I think one of the biggest things that was a shock to me was when I came out and I was drafted. I purchased a house, but when I was purchasing my house, there was a lot of stuff going on. You know how it is. You're already gone to camp, but I had my parents and stuff taking care of some stuff as far as getting the house. And man, one of the biggest shocks for me after I retired, Byron, was being at home during fall, because I never saw the leaves change at home. I was always gone. So that was one of those moments when you come out, you're like, I never saw acorns in my driveway. I missed all this right here. So that's when you start realizing things are changing. Things are changing. And getting over that part of, you're at home, you're lying in the bed, but your mind, you're still conditioned to the schedule. You're lying in bed, but you're saying, okay, guys, oh man, they're getting to the facility right now. Or what time is it? 8:30, guys are getting taped. I mean, you're still.
Oh yeah, man, that's it.
You're still going through this whole practice schedule. And then, so many people ask a lot of times, I don't know whether this is for you as well. People will ask, what do you miss about the game? And so many people think it's the money, it's the fame. But Byron, for me, it's the locker room. It's that. It's just being there with those guys.
Ain't no way else like it, man. You can't even describe.
No, you cannot. No. To get in there with people from so many different backgrounds, so many different roads of life, man, and you miss it.
You get ready to go to trip, man.
Yes.
See, yeah, you can't duplicate that. How do you
cannot? You cannot. You cannot.
Doing what you do to get ready, going through all the prep, all the workouts, all the sacrifice, all of the stuff together. You're not just by yourself.
No.
And then there's a reason you're gonna go and compete against someone.
Man.
And
Setting all your differences aside, setting everything aside, has nothing to do with color, nothing have to do, listen, political positions, none of that. It is about one thing, and it's getting that win. Oh man, love it.
same color jersey, baby.
Yeah, that is my brother. That is my brother.
Same color jersey. I don't care if he
Yeah,
came from Mississippi or he came from Boston. Today,
makes no difference.
it don't make
That's
no
my brother. That is my.
We finna go feed our family. And I'll protect
Yeah,
him to the ground if I got to.
man, come on. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So that.
Yeah.
So with that right there, that was one of the things that you had that I had to get used to, and also again, you hear about it, but a lot of people don't understand when you're coming from football, and as they would call it, because you're doing something only 1% of people on God's green earth get to do. So you do have to adjust to what's called civilian life.
Yeah.
You have to understand now that whatever mistakes now that you make, it can be costly.
Yeah.
You don't have a game check that can fix it. You're rolling in. It's none of that. So those are the little things that you start looking at like, man, and it plays a mental. It's a mental thing that you have to go through because, as you mentioned, being able to finish up practice and you going to the spot for lunch with the guys or whatever. Now it's just you. No one's calling your phone. You're not hanging out, and now you're somewhat lost. You're somewhat lost. And I know a lot of people say this because I'm a minister, but I have to clearly say, man, if it wasn't for my faith, if it was not for my faith, man, and trusted in something higher than myself, man, I would have lost it. And I can see how so many other guys turn to alcohol, turn to drugs, because if when you don't have your boys, your fellas who you've been with for 4 years, man, it's a lonely time, and your ego is still high. As a young, you can't tell someone I'm lonely. I mean, you're a football player. You can't say that. You can't say you miss a bunch of guys, but man, you miss a bunch of guys. You really do. So that right there was made transition. Those things right there.
And that's why I did this, man. I wanted this to become. It started out as merely about football transition, but
Yeah.
your point that you just made, that point you just made, you said you can't go tell nobody you lonely. You can't tell
No.
because you're a man. See, and
Right.
so this thing transitioned from being about athletes transitioning into the real world to men dealing with the issue of the pressure of being men in this day and time.
Yes.
Men are under such a demonic attack right now.
Man, you need to say that again.
I'm just telling you. I believe.
Oh, it's very serious. Very serious.
Because I feel it. I feel the attack. I'm dealing with it right now, even in my life. I'm thinking, man, what in the world is going on, man? This doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'm not talking about not talking about stuff out there in the streets and stuff, but I'm talking about just mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, being in warfare.
Yes.
About marriage, about my family, about my kids, about my health, about my mind.
On all different levels, man. All different levels.
All of that, man. And every man that I've talked to, my goal is to take the shoulder pad from a podcast to a conference. And so I talked to several men about being a part of it. And every man that I mentioned this to about being a man, I'm going to do a men's conference. It's going to be called It's going to minister to men. Every man, pastor, that I've talked to, their first comment would be, man, I want to help you, but I need to be on the front row.
Okay. Byron, I'm gonna say something, and I need you to hear me, and every man that's listening, man, need to hear this. Every man, let me start there. Every man, no matter your status, your position in life, no matter whether you're CEO, no matter who you are, every man needs another man to talk to. Every man. I don't care what, and listen, and a lot of times, as you can say, people try to be even spiritually deep. Well, I have my wife. Let me say it again. Every man needs another man to talk to. because I don't care how long you've been married. I'm not going to say it's an ego thing, but when you're going through certain challenges, you can't go to your wife and say, I'm afraid, because she's watching you.
Yeah.
But when you have that brother who you can say, hey, man, I just need to holler at you about this, man, this situation right here, I'm a little nervous about. When a brother can say, hey, man, I've been there. Let me tell you, do this. And you're like, man, you just don't know how much that helped me. So every man needs that. A former player, and man, you probably want to have him on the show. Fred Stokes played 10 years with the Washington Redskins defensive end. He has this program called Lent Brother, and it's the life I never tell. And it's kind of one of those things where we talk about with men. You know, if you dig down in your pocket, Byron, I don't care how clean, how smooth you may be looking, but I guarantee if you dig down deep in the corner of that pocket, you're going to come up with some lint.
Listen,
You're
I
gonna come
mud. I ain't coming up no lint. Lint. Like you coming up
So
mud, brother. It's nasty.
yeah, so you have that part of men's life that we never tell. We're not able to really open up and talk about, because we're so used to dealing with men who we're always competing. Always, what does he have and what I don't have? So now men have to start fighting with those trust issues. So those are the things that you look at when you just have a brother who you can just be you. We're both sitting right here, bald head, but look, when we can just let our hair down, can I just be me?
That's right.
No All-American,
That's
no
right.
no pastor. Can I just be David? Can I just be David for about 10 minutes without you judging me?
Yeah.
Just, hey, can I lay my head down?
And I lay
Right.
my hand on your shoulder. That's the shoulder pad.
Oh, man, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, so it's
I agree with you, and I think that you know, the challenges of making it through, man. Look, I'm about to celebrate my 65th birthday Sunday.
Wow.
And it is crazy. I can't even believe it, except I get all this stuff about Medicare in the mail. They won't leave me alone.
You mean your AARP?
Oh no. AARP, I've been doing that since 55. You know me, 55, but they bombarded me so much, I just joined. I'm like,
Okay.
So
right.
no, we're at another level. When you get to 55, that's a whole nother level. You move to Medicare.
I got you.
They gonna push you more than them. Yeah. So,
oh man, that's funny.
But man, I thank God for where I am.
Yes.
I cannot say it was easy. I can't. I can't say it is easy, because it's a journey.
It is.
It is a process. It's, man, I think the first 10 years I kept dreaming plays.
Hey, let me tell you something, Byron. I know I went, you're talking about first 10 dreaming plays. I went 10 years and just couldn't even watch the game.
Oh,
I just didn't. No, I just didn't even. No, it was just too much, But again, you can't mention that to no one. Now, here's the thing. How about I would go to, you have your boys coming to town. I'll go to the game, but how about I'm not watching the game, man? I'm looking at the stadium. I'm taking everything in, because that's another adjustment. I'm used to being on the sideline. Sitting in the stands? I don't sit in the stands. I haven't sat in the stands. I mean, when you start thinking about it, you're like, when the last time I've been in the stands at a game? Oh, man, come on. All those things, and no one knows that you're battling, man, on the inside.
Then you have to listen to comments up in the stands
of
people who don't know anything. Come on,
no, have no clue. No clue
what just happened. Criticize the guy who had. I mean, they have no idea the integral aspect of what the play was.
No.
Yelling about something, and you just sit.
Yeah. Why did he go to the left when it's like it was designed to go left? He should have went to the right. You know what? I want to punch you, but I don't even know you. It's just, it's different, man.
So, all of those aspects of it, man, are part of us making that transition through. And I guess my next question to you is, I feel like that you've made that jump, you've made the transition through, and obviously, man, you're impacting other people's lives. And So what would you say the number one thing made it happen for you to push through to get to the other side? If there was one thing you had to say, man, I this right here pushed me across the line to get over there and be okay. And be okay over there.
Yeah. It's being able to embrace you are more than just a football player. You're more than just a football player. I know you've been doing it all your life.
Oh boy.
It's been your passion. You love it. But you have to embrace there's more, there's so much more to me than just this thing that people love, people celebrate it.
Oh boy.
Thank God for it. But when you embrace how much more living I have ahead of me and things that God may have purpose for you, man, you just have to embrace that. And I think so many, and I'll go with athletes, still try to hold on to something when it's like, hey, man, I hope you enjoyed the ride, but like any ride, at some point, you have to get off. You have to get off. Now, do I still love the game? Absolutely. Has the game been a tremendous blessing to my life? Absolutely. Yeah. But now I see it more so than being something that made me who I was as a person. Yeah. Byron, it's a tool that I use now. It's a tool to open up conversation.
It's the vehicle. It's the open door.
That's all it is.
That's it.
That's all it is, man. Yeah. So I thank God that He allowed me the privilege of having a childhood dream and being able to achieve that. But once you become a man, I read in the book, it says, but once you become a man, you put away childish things and you move on.
It's a game.
Yeah, it is. It is. And you have to move forward, brother. So yeah, you're more than that. More than a football guy, basketball guy, more than whatever you used to do that brought you a lot of fame. You're more than that.
Yeah. Well, family for me, my wife has been such a tremendous support for me, man, and helping me to And I just shared with Perry Tuttle. I talked to Perry Tuttle last week.
Oh man, yeah. I know Perry, great guy. And Clemson man.
Yeah, we were talking, man, and I shared this with him. I said, it gets to a point to where don't nobody want to hear your stories anymore. Your wife don't want to hear the same story. She done heard that touchdown play.
Yes.
Your son, I got 2 sons at home. They don't want to hear the same story over and over. For a while, they do it because they going along with you and they know it's helping you. Right. After a while, it ain't helping you no more, and it's really hurting
at
them.
All.
Helping you.
No. Right.
You got to realize that there's a real place that you have to start going out of that and moving into some other things. And so talk. I want you to talk to me about ministry, man. Talk to me about that. I'm the one that told you. Now remember,
you did.
Did I tell you?
You spoke it. You spoke it. You said it.
I said, sooner or later, you got to stop walking. You got to stop doing these walking videos, brother. And it's time to go stand up.
Hey, man. Hey, and let me tell you.
Didn't I tell you?
Man, you did. You did. And
I saw your clips, man. You're doing it.
Yeah. No, man. Hey, you know what? I wish I could take credit for it. I so much want to. But man, I have to give God all the glory because it's by His hand that all of this has taken place. It's just I'm just walking in what I was called to do, Byron, and what I was purposed to do. And that right there is such a good feeling that I'm no longer questioning or what's next. Again, we're talking about that transition. A guy will transition out and he'll just think automatically, I play football, so that means I need to coach football. But if that's not what you really love, if that's not that thing that still gives you a burning desire, you really need to find out, man, what is it that I just love to do? Yeah. I love ministry. I love helping people. That is just my heart. That is just my heart. And even when I tried to downplay it, you try to just keep it on that yeah. Hey, you know what? I'll just do this. Yeah. I'll do this. I'll help this group of kids right here. But then that group of kids turn into a group of men. The next thing you know, you're having a Bible study. And then next, when you're just showing yourself faithful, God will elevate you to a place that was totally unexpected. I was associate pastor for 6 years. at the church that I attend, and the senior pastor came and said he wanted to meet with me. Here I am just thinking, what do you need me to do? How do you need me to help you? And he said it had been placed on his heart that it was time for him to basically move on. And God has placed it on his heart that I should be the next senior pastor there. And man, that was one of those like, whoa.
Like what?
Like, no, I like singing background. I'm good at singing background. I don't want to be lead singer. But of course, prayed about it, and man, spoke with my wife about it, gained peace about it, and man, it has been a joy and a journey at the same time. But we are
God
so
told you,
excited.
man, God gave a word.
Gave a word.
Man, God gave
Yeah.
a word. You said, stop calling me. Don't call me.
I don't like him. We were doing good.
We're doing fine. I don't need to hear from you. No.
Yeah. So
Sometimes
yeah, man. So you're gonna have to come. You're gonna have to come and drop a word now. You're gonna have to come up here in Fayetteville, Georgia, man, and make it happen. So
Well, I tell you this, man. I am praying for you.
yes.
Pastoring is not easy.
Mhm.
And every situation is a little bit different.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you have to lean on the Holy Spirit
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
relative to what you're doing and where you are and what He's saying to you and the people that
Yeah.
you're involved with. Because, man, it's one shoe don't fit all. You know, the only
Man,
shoe
yes.
fit all is Jesus. You gotta have that shoe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man, He created you so differently, David. He created you with so many different aspects to your life that you can bring to the table. And I
Yes.
think it's on purpose.
Absolutely.
You have to embrace your individuality. You have to embrace
I love it.
your uniqueness and not try to find a way to fit in anybody else's. You can't put on anybody else. Like David, I can't wear this. This don't fit me.
Wow.
Right, I can't wear this. It's too
See,
big.
Byron, you're speaking prophetically, brother. One of the things that I tell my congregation, I even tell a lot of my friends, I swim in lane 5. Lane 5. 5 is the number of grace.
Yep.
I can't get concerned with what's going on in lane 4 or lane 6.
Right.
I have to do what God has called me to do the way He has told me to do it, and not try to be an imitator. Just present the truth, man. So you are definitely on point with what you have been saying, man. And the thing is, it's totally different from sports. Again, another trend as you talk about those transitional moments. In sport, you're the man.
Yeah.
I go out here and I make it happen.
Yeah.
In ministry, I mean, when you're genuinely authentic, it's one of those like, God, I can't do this without you. I need you every doggone day to make this happen. I need you. I need you. I'm totally dependent on Him.
Yeah. Well, I literally pray before I go out, and every Sunday morning.
Absolutely.
I say this, Lord, Byron Franklin is going to stay back here.
Yes.
Spirit, I'm going out with you, and I want you to direct me to show me what to say, what to do, how to do it.
Man.
I'm going to stay back here, and I'm yielding myself to you.
Yes.
Then I grab my bottle of oil, and I put that oil on my head. I put that oil on my hands, and I turn the light off, and I walk out as
let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, that's good.
Like
that's good.
And then when I go back, after the service, I said, Holy Spirit, man, that was brilliant.
Yeah. Yes.
That was absolutely brilliant. So
wow, that is good.
I think it's going to be amazing what you have the opportunity to do, man. And I'm proud of you.
Thank you, man. Thank you, brother.
And I really am looking forward to seeing great things happen for you and Connection Church, man. I know y'all going to be great. And
oh man, we're gonna keep pressing forward. You got to get that guitar of yours. I saw you online playing that guitar, baby. I'm gonna need you to come up.
You couldn't believe it, could you? It sounded good too, didn't it? Watch this.
Doing your thing.
Watch this. I went up to Niagara. Buffalo had a reunion of players in Niagara, right there on Niagara Falls, and they called me and said, "Listen, we remembered that you played guitar when you were here, and side. Bring your guitar with you because we're gonna do a little player reunion." And the guy Butch Roll is the lead of that band. Butch Roll, he played a few years. So I take my guitar up there. No practice, no idea what they're gonna play. Plug my guitar up and sat up there and played probably 5 or 6 songs with them.
Wow.
And so what you saw, no rehearsal.
Oh man.
Just up there playing, man, and
just flowing with it, huh? Just making it happen.
But that's all I do. I'm in my basement. I got a side room over here. I turn on music and play. Just flow with the music. That's all I do.
I love it. I love it.
And so
again, more than a football player, right? More than a football.
More than a football player. More than a pastor.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All those gifts, maximizing, man. Maximizing everything that you have.
This has been an amazing opportunity,
man.
Shoulder Pad, man. To have you.
I love it.
Now, I got to get Tracy. I got
yes.
Where he is, man.
Absolutely. He's up there in Philadelphia. They're fighting. He's defensive line coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. So, they're getting primed up to make another Super Bowl run to see how this thing turns out, man.
Good shot.
Hey, you know how to think, hey, any given Sunday. So we're going to be watching and seeing.
But anything you
want. Thank you for having me on, man. I love
it. Go ahead and close out with it. Anything?
Hey, listen, I'm just going to reiterate one of those things like I keep saying. Every man, no matter who you are, needs another man to talk to. I thank you so much, brother, for the shoulder pad. Every brother needs a shoulder to lay their head on and understand that when you do that, that's not you being weak. That's just a brother who needs to rest on another brother's shoulder, who can hopefully inspire, encourage them, pick them up, and talk to them through this thing called life. And life, I don't care how people try to paint it. Life is hard, brother, and you need another brother to help get through it with. So I thank God for the shoulder pad. I thank God for you doing this, man. And blessings to you, man. Blessings to the shoulder pad, man. I'm looking forward to being on the shoulder pad live. I'm talking about in the studio.
Hey, it's coming. It's coming. My vision.
I love it.
It's all out there. That's the key.
I love it. I love it, man. So thank you so much, man.
But I love you and I appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you later.
Appreciate you, man. Bye-bye.
Cost more than it. Life costs more than it.